MIBR taking on Natus Vincere here at the ESL Pro League Season 10 Finals.
Yes, indeed. We're into the best of threes, and I mean, I can't wait, right? This is of huge importance. Winner of this, they duck out, mate. They move on up, and they'll be done for the day. That's simple, opening things up in this pistol. He's been throwing a CZ, mate. He's laying down the pain, and this B-side play that MIBR tried to throw in, first 20 seconds of the game, and already it's all over. Surely.
Yeah, you would imagine so, right? KNG in a 1-on-5 does find that first, but past this point, the bomb's down on the site, and Na'Vi have players all over the place. They're actually going to re-aggress as well. Electronic taking up the same position that Simple just had, pushing up the ramp and giving an opportunity away somewhat, but not going to lose his life. KNG doubling back, making sure there's no one on that flank, trying to get a kill as he comes through the pop dog, but Boomich is playing a safe position on Ivy. He doesn't have to commit to this fight. He can just jiggle and lay in body shots. KNG, one shot away from death at this point, and he's being flanked as well. So really good luck as Electronic is here to put in the final bullet, the final nail in the coffin, and there. Yeah, easy, not even close. And Na'Vi taking that pistol around to start off this series. And yeah, best of threes, Harry. We're now away from those early best of ones. We do have one more later coming up with Liquid landing late from the US. But best of threes are where the real Counter-Strike happens.
Yeah, I mean, they're the ones that everyone wants to see, right? Everyone remembers a best of three. Best of ones, what even are they? You know, they help at sorting out these teams early on, dividing them between the upper and lower brackets. Obviously, this is the upper bracket semi-final. So the winner of this, they've got a chance to go ahead. And, you know, if you win that next best of three that this one would get you into, of just going straight to the semis. And in something like this, you know, where you've already played this grueling online season where you had to fight, you had to claw your way here, a ticket that fast into that position where you have a chance to compete just for a semi-final spot straight up, that really can make all the difference, right? So Na'Vi getting that pistol round locked in. Great to see over here on Train. I think it's very important as well. They didn't let that bomb go down for MIBR, who are over on the T side. We might have seen a force buy. Now doesn't feel very likely.
No real need going into that when you're going to have AKs in the third round here for MIBR. This is their map pick as well, so definitely going to be relying on their early rifle rounds on this T side to start off. But Na'Vi going to have all the advantages, all the money right now. We're just waiting for things to get back in, where you have a bit of a technical hitch right now, but I'm sure that will be sorted in just a moment. Headsets are off on the MIBR side of things, so. But back in we go, it seems. Headsets are back on, and that is the universal sign for go time.
Yeah, it's always scary, right? Whenever you see players take their headphones off, because usually that means like, this is going to take a while. You know, we don't want to sit here ready and raring to go. But they've placed them back on, and that means that this should be getting resolved sometime soon. Anyway, Hugo, look, we can talk a little bit about, you know, these two teams and how they're going to stack up going head-to-head. Obviously, you know, we saw MIBR best phase earlier on today. Perhaps a bit of a surprising result. I know the analyst desk in particular lent in favor of FaZe in that series. And here, they've done it again, leaning in favor of Na'Vi. Is this going to be the case that maybe we're underestimating this MIBR team a little bit?
Well, we're going to have to find out, Harry. We're getting back into things. The unpause is called here over on this second round. And no, MIBR won't be buying up at all. They're just going to keep these Glocks and a lone P250. I like that graphic in the top right, the little picks and bands right there. You can see, obviously, Dust 2 going to be coming up next.
There's so much. Okay, wait, look, it's a picks around coming up. Let's take some time to really relish in some of these little extras that have gone. I love Relish too. Some of these little extras that have gone on with the HUD as of late. A little feature that might go amiss to some people is whenever we spectate a play, you'll note their little name goes green in the bottom right or wherever it ends up being. And I like that, you know, even though we got it down there, you can really see, and it's little touch-ups like that that can make all the difference. We also know who picked this map. Over on the top left, you can see it's picked by MIBR. There's so much going on this HUD, and at the same time, it's not too invasive, so I'm a big fan. Tell you what is invasive, though. Simple, mate. He's gone off into the backline. He'll get 3, lock in that round nice and quickly. Na'Vi, 2-0 start, but now we've got the bite for MIBR.
Yeah, and Krieg's already brought up on 3 of the players. So that is what you love to see here on this T side. Obviously, a little bit more expensive nowadays, so going to be lacking those funds for utility in the first rifle round. But at the end of the day, if you can win your duels, it doesn't really matter. And if there's a team that has strong individuals to win their duels, it would be MIBR. We saw some great performances coming out from Fur and Fallen earlier on that best of one of Mirage. That actually got them into this upper bracket. Of course, taking down the likes of FaZe, who we already know are a very strong Mirage team, but don't have that map in this series. 2 B players here. Simple's actually got the AWP as well into round number 3, so very early investment. That SMG money as he pushed up B ramp in the previous has given him the chance to buy up, and MIBR don't know that just yet, so can certainly catch him off guard. Boomich has pushed into main. That's a great position to have for Na'Vi. They have a lot of real estate here, considering they're on this double B setup as well. And with how things are looking, MIBR likely going to go towards this B side of the map. Minute on the clock as the smokes come down, and here come the cavalry.
Well, very slow horses, if that were the case. Like, yeah, not ready to move in just yet. There's a smoke down, and they know they're coming up against some resistance here. So MIBR, they're just going to wait for that to dissipate and now try and make their move. The MP9 of Flamey, good for 1. Simple with his AWP in hand, and oh, he's flicked onto another. Another kill comes in here for Na'Vi. Fallen getting it back into their odds as best that he can. Still, though, the advantage lying heavily with Na'Vi in this one. Fallen out in the open, missed shot there from Simple. He's trying to get the numbers in. Fallen will get the bomb planted, but now has to find a 1v3 and a terrifying list of names up against him. Fallen creeping on up now, looking to close the gap, and that's where the repeat comes in from the AWP on Na'Vi, and that will be them securing a 3rd round, providing someone grabs the bomb, and they will. They're going to go back after trying to recover as many Kriegs as they can. They'll take the 3-0 start.
Yeah, great shots from Simple as well, as we would expect, to the back of the B-bomb site there, and Boomich even holding onto the flank as well. It didn't really come into play in that one, but he does kill KNG coming down the ladder, so MIBR, they try and have their back covered. Instead, they lose it. 3-0 lead for Na'Vi on the CT side of Train, and another eco has to come through for MIBR. Luckily, they got the bomb plant, means they can get pistols and armor in this one, but don't want to over-invest. You want to have those full rifles in the next round. And do remember the buy that MIBR showed in that rifle round, right? They had the guns, they had the Kriegs, but they only had 1 smoker player, so we couldn't really see much of an execute. Just a smoke down ramp and a B contact play was all they could muster. Hopefully the next rifle round they'll have more grenades to go for that outer execute. But for now, Flamey mollies and falls back towards his B bomb site, joined by Simple once again, as MIBR group up in these box halls, going for the full smoke execute. Lots of grenades to be thrown into the site, and they should be at least able to get them a bomb down.
Yeah, that's what they're hoping for at least, but it's got a bit confusing at the mouth of this smoke, and Flamey, he's shut them down. That bomb has even dropped out in the open. Thankfully, they've been able to grab it, but whether or not Fallen can get it planted, that's another thing. Na'Vi, they deny the bomb plant. They'll go 4-0 up, and this is a very well-drilled CT side right now. Something that's terrifying, by the way, is this double AWP on Na'Vi. Simple and Guardian. Guardian, obviously, they're making his return back to the squad, and keen to still have that AWP in play on him. Haven't had to see it come alive just yet, as Guardian sat 0-0-0. He hasn't even seen a player on the enemy team. But this round, maybe, because Fallen's got the AWP for MIBR.
Yeah, and 2 of them for Na'Vi. That could be exciting. Taco, he didn't spot the player close E-box there, and he gets blindsided. Simple, finding that man advantage immediately into this round. That was the one player who had to spawn to get out past the Molotovs in T-Con, and he will be rid of his life very early on. What a flick on the off-screen action as well. I love that little graphic to show us what we missed. Oh, sorry, what Rush missed. God. But for now, 5-on-4, Na'Vi just patiently waiting with 2 players towards his B site. Again, that all posted on upper, and that's where Fallen's coming from here. So Needs to be careful, just holding the backtracks right now, but if he goes forward, he will be walking into the waiting arms of Simple. 10-1 on him as well. Repositioning inside of the site now. MIBR are going to set up for this execute. They have all 4 players here, raring and ready to go. Flash has come through, Simple flicking, and he lands a 2-for-1, even hits the 3rd as well, and he'll go down eventually, but Na'Vi slaughtering players on this B-bomb site. MIBR might keep away from that in the future. They can just not even get down the ramp. Harry, usually B is a guaranteed bomb plant.
Yeah, and now, I mean, it's not even guaranteed that they get to see the bomb site, mate. They try and get out through upper, and it's just to their demise.
Oh.
They speak about him in I can't even say hushed tones. There we go.
Nothing more hushed than not being able to get the words out
Yeah,
of
I
your mouth.
know, exactly. I mean, it's a pretty apt metaphor for how that one goes for MIBR. Considering this was their map pick, this was not the start that they were hoping for by any stretch of the imagination, and it's set to get even stronger here for Na'Vi, as there's a very mishmash buy on the MIBR side into this round. Already 2 opening kills found, and it doesn't even feel fair at this point, man. Na'Vi are just annihilating them. MIBR, with only 2 Deagles and 1 AK left in this round, you're really not expecting much from them.
Yeah, especially not at this point. 5-on-3, and Guardian trying to flick back up, just misses the shot. It's so weird to see someone 1-0-0, 5 rounds deep, but fair enough. That's just how the cookie is crumbling here for MIBR. Bit of a one-man army for the side of Na'Vi right now. But that's not going to be a worry. Falling off of Ivy is Fallen with that bomb, doesn't want to give it away, considering he's the only man in that position. Taco above the pop dog. We've got Fur inside of T-Con as well, but his barrel might give away his position if Guardian sticks on that angle. He won't. He's going to watch Ivy, leave Boomich to cover T-Con instead. But Fur could easily get out through Olaf without Boomich having any awareness. Luckily, Fallen's going to come in and try and help out his teammate. But 30 seconds, they've got to move soon, and that's the spot. Boomich now knows the bomb's in the yard, and Na'Vi can afford to fully rotate their players back towards A. There's the bomb drop down sandwich. 20 seconds, Boomich still spraying. There's a player right below him, but Taco makes some noise, and Simple's able to take him down. Just Fur left up, and he gets nothing done. It's Na'Vi 6-0 up on this CT side. Guardian now on the AWP, finding his form with his first 2 kills of the game right there. And this double AWP setup is looking as delicious as always for Na'Vi.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say, man. I'm very rarely left speechless. You know me. I always love a word, me.
Or 2.
Man, let me tell you, like, MIBR coming into this, especially with how convincing they looked versus FaZe earlier on, I was expecting this to be a very even affair. I was expecting a lot of back and forth, but it's been so one-sided thus far. And you've got to give some credit to Na'Vi for looking this damn good early on. This isn't an MIBR that came to this looking shaky to start the day.
Oh.
They took I don't want to say dominant, because the scoreline was reasonably close, but I mean, it was 16-12, right, in favor of MIBR, but that was like an 8-7 half, right? They were able and looked so dominant in the latter stages of that game that it really did kind of feel like a dominant victory.
I mean, their T side of Mirage was them just winning so many force buys and going back and forth with the economy. Their CT side, Harry, they just stomped. They just got round after round streaks of them as well. So it did feel dominant moving into that second half. And right now it is dominant as well, but not in the way that MIBR want. They are getting dominated. Flamey here's a flash, and they're already down the ramp, but he's got a smoke in the face of Fur. Bullets as well, and he'll find everyone. Taco eventually trades, picks up a gun and gets the cross for the bomb plant, but Simple's already here, ready and waiting.
Oh, that nade has done so much damage onto these 2 remaining players, though. They've both been brought down low. And Guardian and Simple lighting up the scoreboard. Those AWPs getting a killer piece. Finally, Simple's allowed to, letting Guardian have a piece of the pie as well. And that's nice to see.
That's hilarious. Fallen hears the AWP shot go off, and you know, when you hear an AWP shot go off, you're like, okay, I have half a second, or I have a second where I can peek before that AWP's ready. He peeks immediately off the audio cue, and then Simple kills him straight away. So the double AWP setup for Na'Vi proving to be powerful as ever. Fur is full James Bond right now, 0-0-7. Lucas 0-1-7.
Does that make him 1 above, or does that just mean he wasn't good enough to make the cut for James Bond? I don't know. I don't know what that means, but we'll have to wait and see. 7-0 lead for Na'Vi, and double orbs bought out now for MIBR. We speak a lot about that. We got Fallen and KNG donning them too. Guardian and Boomich, both out in the open. There's a lot of confidence on Na'Vi, right? Just to be like stood around faffing about on E-Box with nades and such. It's clear that they're just exuding confidence right now, and I think with good reason. MIBR haven't really left us in a round that's felt all too close just yet. They've all been so dominant in favor of Na'Vi. Also, I think it's important to note that that round there, they finally get a bomb plant over towards B. That was the first time they've been able to do that since round number 3. This round here, Electronic has already taken 2 players down, one of those being one of those AWPs as well over towards Ivy. So that double AWP hasn't even played into this round yet.
Yeah, KNG's still got his, but how do you even find a pick at this point if you're MIBR? You've lost so much of your map control. Just going to go back towards T-Con. Guardian scoped in on that position already, and Boomich is on top of the train as well, closing the distance. Taco spotted, and Boomich going to fall off, but it only baits these T's into the AWP that's waiting on the other side. Guardian with 2 more. And that's Na'Vi up to 8-0. No signs of slowing nor stopping here on this CT side. And for MIBR's sake, you got to hope that they can bounce back, Harry, because this is just ridiculous. We've had some dominant games today already, right? We had Astralis 12-3 in the first half versus Renegades, even though that got a little bit closer at the end. We had that Fnatic EG game, which was an unbelievably dominant game, 16-3 in favor of the North Americans. But 8-0, that is not something I expected to witness in this one. Oh,
Taco with this AWP. That's risky. He's going to go back away from B, and I cannot say I blame him. He doesn't have armor behind it, so important to bear that in mind.
I just wonder if he's going to commit with it or give it over to KNG, who actually has armor. But no, they're just going to go right down ramp. Taco actually gets a kill with that AWP, but it's the only kill MIBR have in this round. The bomb's been dropped first, wrapping, and Flamey can't catch him. There's a chance here for the Brazilians.
Yeah, this is the best spot we've seen them in all half long, right? A 3-on-3 with bomb down. And that's really speaking volumes. Look at the weaponry. Look at what they've got. And this is the best spot we've seen them in. And it gets even sweeter now. Guardian picked up on rotation. Taco's up, finding another. And it's only Electronic left. He's going to back away. He's going to concede this round, in spite of being at max cash, by the way. That's a bit of a questionable one. He definitely could have hung around and tried to do damage. I guess just really valuing the Krieg at this point, the thing that he wouldn't have if he did go down here.
Yeah, it's not a case of obviously giving it over because he's on the CT side. They can buy it up anyway. But yeah, just want to have it for that follow-up round, though, that you can bounce back. And hey, with KNG and Fallen on one team, I certainly was a bit perplexed to see Taco with the AWP. Obviously, he bought it, but you would expect to see it thrown over. But he gets done what Fallen and KNG can't, which is kills. Finds 2 frags in that round on the B-bomb site, even the opening one down ramp towards Connector. So great stuff from Taco. But I don't know if we'll see him commit to that AWP. He's already thrown it back over to KNG, so still the double AWP here on the T side as Fallen joins him. And MIBR, can they make anything of this one round? Can they double up? Oh, that's a nice camera shot.
Well, this early utility has been doing... Oh my god, Fallen might be about to die to a Molotov. He's down in Ivy and was scoped up on the right-hand side, and that molly just brings him down to 24 points of health already. They'll respond with a lot of utility of their own, and this time that AWP over in main is able to open up onto Guardian. So once again, a good spot for MIBR. So it's getting that first on the board. It feels like they're finding their footing, but Boomich has just pulled the rug out from underneath them, and now they're stumbling around. They're trying to get back on their feet, but everywhere they turn, there's just more and more players for Na'Vi. KNG surely going to go down here as he's brought to just 33 points of health. The nade tagging him up even more. No way to get back into that round as he's now put in the grave, and Na'Vi 9-1. They are not going to let MIBR chain together so much as 2 rounds even.
I love that play from MIBR. Sadly, it doesn't win them the round, but it gets them up Ivy. Once they get smoked off, two of those Ts double nade the end of Ivy, and that puts Electronic down to like 30 health. He has to back off the angle, and it lets one of the Ts run through the smoke because they know no one's going to be holding that corner because they're already being naded back. And even though it forces Electronic back, he still gets 2 with the Krieg. So ultimately, it doesn't matter. But it's a good way of showing how to get through that Ivy smoke as a T. Nice bit of team play there. Great shot from Fallen. He might just double into the site, but he doesn't realize Flamey's also up close on top of the Grey train. Gets that immediate trade. There's a kill on Outer in the meantime. Fur finds that entry onto the Pop Dog player of Boomich. Guardian re-smoking Pop just to make sure and go back towards Ivy. Nice shot. Lucas down. There's still the bomb there, and he did spot it, so doesn't need to overcommit to that fight. KNG going to smoke off the site side and go through towards a spawn. Fur might play this smoke as well, and Electronic with the Krieg on the other side has to be careful. Oh!
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe he doesn't. He's 12-1, man. He's content with facing the danger head on. It's the danger, though, that lurks in the backline. Taco to find him. Flamey now picked up, and Guardian. I mean, he's got so many angles to keep an eye on. Both these players in the site. Will they account, though, for this main wrap? Oh, the shot from Guardian. Now looking for it once again. Guardian. No kit on his back. He's got to look for one inside of the site. Swinging on out, and Taco makes quick work of him. Guardian not able to find anything there in the 1v2. MIBR, they'll get that second round on the board. I just want to see that lead to more now for MIBR. At least finally they're in this position where they're trading these rounds back and forth. They're going to start to deal a bit of a blow to the economy of Na'Vi, and that could be a way of getting back into it, right? You think about the fact that Electronic had $16,000, as did Guardian. You see how important that these this double AWP, you see how costly this double AWP rebuy has been every time for the Na'Vi side. Because that 16K, distant memory, mate. They're back down to the rest of us, back down to the 2000s. And a fast play now from MIBR over towards this A side of the map to change the pace, and it just might catch Na'Vi off guard. Ooh. Taco in with 2. The trade's going left and right, but this A bomb site right now is under Brazilian control.
Oh, not for long though. Flamey's found a kill as that smoke blooms in the connector, and he can actually just wrap back towards a backtracks and play for retake with his team. It's a flank in the Pop Dog. Fallen misses the timing, and Simple gets out at the perfect point. It's just KNG left up. He spots the head, but can't find the killing blow, and now has to fall off the train, knowing that Na'Vi are closing in on his position. Grenade lands well. Responds to one of his own, but Flamey's already moved inside of the site with Electronic, and he finds a shot as KNG turns around. 10-2 for Na'Vi, and keeping up appearances here on the CT side. No back-to-back rounds for MIBR at all. Both of these rounds have been separated by ones of Na'Vi, and you mentioned the money coming to a close for Na'Vi. Well, that was a must-win round. If they lose it, chance we even see a 10-5 or a 9-6, but instead, they've now broken MIBR's money back instead. And hold on to this double AWP setup that has just been terrorizing the T's all game long.
Yeah, pause cooled on in for the Brazilian side. They're trying to figure out exactly what's going so wrong in this, and I mean, fair play, right? Like, it's a pretty hard one to figure out. I don't know if 30 seconds would give me enough time to come up with a solution. So we're really going to have to see what they've got up their sleeve. You imagine a lot of it is focusing on the round after this one, where the rifles are going to be coming out, right? But the time left to make a comeback happen, the time left to build any sort of buffer is running out. A 4-11 half, definitely recoverable, not the end of the world on Train, but with how much confidence is on Na'Vi right now, that's the scary thing. Electronic once again doubling up down in Ivy. He's been such a treat to watch in this game. He was on 1 death up until, I think it was just a round ago. Yeah. So continuing to put up numbers for the Na'Vi side, and we just don't have someone in that same kind of category over in the MIBR camp.
Quite the opposite. We have Lucas, who still hasn't got a kill yet, Harry, and that's, spelling disaster for MIBR right now. For looking for a kill out in the yard, he's come out through T-Con, but the AWP baited with a shot. Simple actually goes out wide, and he won't miss the second time around for getting his head taken clean off. And MIBR Just 2 players left up looking to do whatever they can. Taco's been finished off on Ivy, and even though a Deagle is grabbed for KNG, he knows Guardian's holding him, but only damage is landing here for MIBR. No frags, as Na'Vi take a flawless anti-eco in round number 13. 2 left of the half here, Harry, and as you said, the 11-4 would be nice, but it's going to require MIBR getting back-to-back rounds here. And that's been a case that hasn't even happened yet this game, so you can't really hold out for it. And like you say, Electronic, a pleasure to watch, a treat in this game. 16-2 right now. Simple is 17-4, 18-4 rather. So with these 2 players absolutely tearing through MIBR, this is turning out to be such a rough matchup. Not what I expected.
Well, the Kriegs are now out in full force here for MIBR, hoping that can deliver some sort of solution in this game. But already Boomich in the backline doing damage, finds Fallen. He's running all the way back and is actually going to take this fight onto Taco, and Taco was ready for it. I was worried because it looked like he was going to wrap CT and T-spawn, and no one who was back there was keeping an eye on that flank. Luckily enough, Taco's dealt with it. Electronic's been the master down towards Ivy, but in this round he's over at E-Box, taking up a position in Pop Dog. Guardians having to keep that Ivy position in mind, but he just cleared it moments ago. So he's going to go looking for a duel over here in main. Nade gets a great return on investment there from Guardian, and now in with this first peek, and the first man falls. Electronic's going to get naded out of the round though, and Guardian, now the sole defender at this site, does have Simple to come and fight alongside him. These Orcs trying to do all they can to hold down this A side of the map. Simple dealt with by KNG, and Flamey put down as well. MIBR finally in with a dominant round under their belts. They go down a player as they try and get out from main, but since then they don't lose anyone.
Guardian is not going to be a happy chappy after that one. He actually gets blocked on the site by Simple, which would have been fine if Simple landed that no-scope right after, but did not. And Guardian had nowhere to hide on the bomb trade. This was a lovely play from Boomich. Maybe got ahead of himself with the repeak. If he delays it and just stays behind enemy lines, he can create so much disarray and give so much room for his team to move up as well in different positions. But you know, he wants that repeak, he wants that fight. And at an 11-3 scoreline, I don't blame him for wanting to take fights here. Fast engagements out A here, traded effectively by Electronic, and he's dropped the bomb as well. Another man out in the yard that they haven't seen, but Simple gets rid of Fur instantly. It's just KNG left, 20 seconds into the round, and we're almost done. And he is trying to fight for this 4th round of the half, desperate in this 1-on-3, and no one even giving him an inch. His Pop Dog flanks even come in as well, so just to make matters worse. First barrel, sorry, Flamey's barrel might give it away, but nope, he'll re-peek in and win the battle. 12-3 at the end of the first half. Na'Vi absolutely slaughtering MIBR. We're going to see if that will change as these Brazilians move over to the CT side. Join us after the break for the second half.
Stay in line, be alright, better play it safe. I walk a different path, nothing can hold me back. I've passed the point of no return, something is calling me. It's in the air that I breathe. Bring me back to life again. Dancing with my fear, burning with desire. We gon' take it to the edge and come alive. Just to feel the fire. We gon' turn up in this place and come alive. Come alive.
Fly so high they can't touch us. So top notch, none above us. We done came so far, now we up now. Had a vision, stuck to it, never back down. Never had much, now we own the whole thing. Spread it all around the world, watch it all change. Came alive, now they all see the greatness. Light shine so hard they can't take it.
Dancing with my fear, burning with desire. We gon' take it to the edge and come alive. Go to hell and back just to feel the fire. We gon' turn up in this place and come alive.
Come alive.
I walk a different path, nothing can hold me back. I passed the point of no return, something is calling me. It's in the air that I breathe. Will bring me back to life again. Dancing with my fear, burning with desire. We gon' take it to the edge and come alive. Go to hell and back just to feel the fire. We gon' turn up in this place and come alive.
Well, Na'Vi, they dominated in that first half. They pleasantly surprised us in the server. We've got 3 players topping the board right now. Simple up at the very top. Electronic is hot on his heels, though. 18 and 3, 1 behind that of Mr. Simple. And then Flamey coming in just behind, actually with the highest ADR in the server last I checked. He's been doing a stellar job of locking down that B side of the map. So now we move into Na'Vi's T side. Pistol round underway. Boomich going to be donning the utility here. He's with the rest of... sorry, no, he's not with the rest of the gang. He's over here towards main, lining up a smoke to allow these Ivy players a little bit of room to work with. That's where the smoke that Fallen throws in might actually throw a bit of a spanner in the works here. It's slowed down this Ivy play, and now removing Simple as well. Fallen taking the man advantage for MIBR.
That was a pistol, the P250 Ray boss as well removed. So a big kill to find to start off this round as Fallen looks for more. The bomb not been spotted down Ivy, but it is in tow with all 3 players coming through this position. Another one down. Flamey's been removed. Boomich coming from main. Needs to split to find effect right here, right now. And Electronics at least killed the player in the spawn. It opens up a route towards B, and maybe that needs to be taken with MIBR having everyone on this A site, but they're just going to win the fights instead. Taco with a flick and drops 2 with the bomb. Boomich alone in a 1-on-2 with everything to do and not much health to do it with. He's even being flanked around the Pop Dog side, and Fur should have him dead to rights. That's MIBR finding the pistol and starting off their CT side on the right foot.
Yeah, crucially, never giving the space or timing, you know, with that triple rotation in so quick to let that bomb go down for Na'Vi. And that's going to have 1 or 2 effects, right? Not only now do they likely just eco here and give a round over to MIBR, but it never let them set up in the post plant. And also, I think Fallen deserves a real shout out, not just for getting that first kill in the round, but for providing the utility that just ruined that entire strat that Na'Vi had orchestrated. So that pistol round is found for MIBR. Still a ways away from making this comeback happen. And a B play now, looking for the bomb plant on Na'Vi. Taco, though, is not giving up this site without a fight. And he is immovable from B. A round for MIBR is found, and all 5 players stay alive. So money made there for the Brazilian squad.
Yeah, a chance to actually realistically pull this comeback, right? It's going to be a huge victory if they can do it, but you got to start somewhere, Harry. However, Na'Vi, they want to start here and now. Their first rifle round coming through in number 3. Got Kriegs and AKs. This double orb was so brutal on the CT side, and I can't wait to see what Na'Vi have on this T side now once they get those orbs in their hands, but it won't be for now. If they can pick this one up, they might be able to take Fallen's away. He's got that on the defense.
And Na'Vi is still really favoring this Krieg, and that's something that's a bit scary moving into the T side. It felt like, because there was a time in that first half where it was double AWP, double Krieg, and it was even triple Krieg, short-lived though, because Flamey was B anchoring, right? And every time he would die, he'd have to reinvest into the M4. But they were loving the scoped T weapon over on that first half. Now they've got access to it, it gets pretty scary. You know, they were having great results when they had a bunch of them over in that first half. And is that set to be continued here? AWP out in the hands of Fallen. I was going to say he'll be uncontested, but obviously, you know, with Krieg's in play, mate, that's basically an AWP in and of itself. He's taking it over here toward B, missing that flick shot. Not the end of the world, though, as he's able to escape unscathed there by the early B play from Na'Vi. They since have slowed right down. They know that that AWP is towards this side of the map, and so they're proceeding with caution as they clear those upper halls.
I love this boost as well. Taco, if he goes wide, he's surely not going to expect a player here, but playing it safe. That molly forcing Electronic forward, and he can't escape. Burns in the flames, perished. As the advantage goes away of MIBR, Taco looks for a little bit more, but he gets tagged and will have to retreat now. Doesn't want to fight that Krieg with a MP9. And so a resmoke comes down from the site instead. Lucas helping out his teammate and letting Taco just tuck in the corner. Na'Vi going to have to look elsewhere for their early advantages. Guardian can just sit in Ivy patiently, but the rest of his team grouping up in Pop Dog and T-Con, setting up for this outer play. They actually don't have Pop. Lucas is in that position, so just gained off the back of the flashbang, and I'm sure Na'Vi are aware of that. They would have heard the flash go through, but they don't have a Molotov to get into this position. So if they do want to hit this outer site, they're going to have to double drop into Pop. We'll see how this FAMAS stands against that. Not at all.
Yeah, that's the sad answer to it, right? Lucas falling straight away. And Taco even finished off as he was brought down low. It is still fur alive here, but as I'm saying players' names, they're getting dropped. Fallen here, getting into the site, getting up close with this AWP, trying to use it a bit like a shotgun. The man on the other side, though, is no stranger to that. Simple dropped, and now Flamey with no time to get that bomb planted. He would need this kill onto KNG, and it just doesn't come through. Another round for MIBR, and the AWP finished off after time at the end of that round. Flamey now with no money heading into this next one. That's a real kicker to Na'Vi, and a great round for MIBR to find, especially in the fashion that they do.
Yeah, really nice play from Fallen on the site. He spots that bomb with a jump, and he doesn't rush the kill. He knows the time is in his favor, and that Simple has to peek him, so he just waits on the angle, and Simple comes running and gunning. He goes down. It's another round for MIBR, and this comeback is being pieced together round by round. 4 in a row. So 3 in a row, rather, as this has started. And it should continue here with Na'Vi only on pistols. Flash down the Ivy, but no one pushing behind it. Got one set of util on Boomich and the Pop Dog, but majority of players coming down this Ivy spot, and Fallen's already taken the first, so good luck getting through here. Boomich can throw that Ivy smoke in from the Pop, but he'll actually throw one towards E-Box. That's not really going to give him much room to work with as Na'Vi go back towards B regardless. That's a spot for Taco as well, so he at least knows that these T's are in the box halls. Important info for MIBR, who need to have their rotates in time towards B, but with more players being spotted towards T-Con, Na'Vi are just really playing with their food right now. Just showing presence all over the map to try and keep players on this outer site. And it has done that, to be fair. So this bomb is going to be walking into a solo B setup right now. Taco, however, with a bit of a lull in the action, will call for a rotation, and KNG will smoke off the ramp.
Oh, there's Flamey dealt with now. The Pop Dog insurgents that's been building up. Na'Vi, they've assembled a little militia toward this side of the map. They've grouped up the 3 weapons that they do have, or I guess just the pistols, and they're going to try and find success on the back of it, but every peek they take, Fallen is just homed in. There's 7 seconds, mate. You've got to... Boomich, go!
Oh, yes, I love this.
They're just... Oh, dear, this isn't what he wanted at all. They're showing him mercy, and Boomich doesn't want mercy. He's only got the Deegan armor taken out of this round, and I love that from MIBR. The disengage with 6 seconds left. So many teams there would have just taken that fight and ended the round there and then. But no, they say to Boomich, Mate, you know, you've messed up here. You left it with 5 seconds. You can have that Deagle and armor all you like. And now this is really going to impact the investment that Na'Vi can bring into this round.
Yeah, obviously you can't always guarantee the kill after time, but knowing that Na'Vi are on an eco, just leave him at the end of the day. Just don't kill him because he's not going to have a rifle for the rifle round. No loss bonus for Boomich. And like you said, stuck on the D has really kind of handicapped Na'Vi in this round. And I like that play from MIBR, very heads up. Guardian's got the AWP as well into this rifle round for Na'Vi. The first T-side AWP we're seeing here in the second half. But what can he do with it is what we wonder. Simple coming in through T-Con has got to be careful because Fallen's unstoppable with his own AWP and stuck on the corner with that flashbang in his face. Guardian, in the meantime, just walking through the toilets above, going towards that B side with the bomb. Electronic can throw utility down Ivy, a position that's being given up right now by MIBR, who do have a triple B setup. That's a very ballsy call, but it might be exactly what they need with Na'Vi setting up to go towards this site. Electronic throwing his utility, but not committing behind it. Simple's gone down in the T-Con, and there's the information. They know it's a B play. Lucas spraying and praying. He gets 1.5. KNG trades the second man in, and now Boomich doubling back towards the A site, but there's still 2 players here.
Oh, and Fallen, since finding this CT AWP, has not been missing a beat, and now it does just fall onto one player for Na'Vi. Electronic, all CT side long. He was so great towards this Ivy position, and you'd love to see that make a return now more than ever, but with only 25 seconds left, the opportunities for Electronic to do anything in this round are running out, and he knows it. MIBR aren't going to give him any engagements. They're not going to give anything up, and KNG just holding CT passively there, finds him at the very end. An 8th round for MIBR. Let's not forget, this was a 12-3 half in favor of Na'Vi. There was nothing to suggest that MIBR were going to make this comeback happen, and they're taking it round by round, but it's working out for them right now.
Yeah, it's 5 in a row, Harry, and no signs of really anything from Na'Vi. We've not had close positions. We had that 2v2 on the A site where Fallen takes down Simple with the bomb, and that's when the round was busted. But other than that, it's felt very, very favorable for MIBR all throughout the second half. And yeah, putting Na'Vi to the test right now. Exactly what we wanted to see, right? This is their map pick, them being MIBR. So if they were going to get 16-3'd, I would have been very worried going into the next 2 maps. But luckily, it has yet to be proven a problem for MIBR. Playing the long game here. And back in we go. It's a half buy for Na'Vi here. The pistols and armor are out once again with some utility around it. Can just go for a full A set piece at the start. MIBR 4 players on the outer site, as is standard at the start of these rounds. And Fallen flashed off on the Ivy. Fur's going to be trying to support him, but he loses his life. And now Fallen's got to back off. He's getting pushed from multiple positions. They're going to run into A. Boomich through the Molotov, and he will die in it. Not going to get much further this time. Lucas still only 3 kills to his name, but luckily KNG is here to party with a couple more. Taco even rotating in through the connector. B has been abandoned, and for good reason. Na'Vi have just found 2 kills out of nowhere. Make that a 3rd. It's just KNG. He needs to ace the round to win it. How has this fallen apart?
And now it does just rely on this one man and what he can get done. But the one thing that's going his way is they don't know he's here. We'll deal with Electronic. It's whether or not he's ready for Flamey, and he isn't as he wraps behind the green train. The one player that KNG didn't have information on. He'd spotted everyone else in that round with the exception of Flamey, and that proves to be very, very valuable for Na'Vi. You know, even though it's a 1v3 clutch and it's the AWP on KNG, it's the AWP on KNG. Like, what more do you want me to say, right? Like, that can get out of hand. And he was in a good position to do damage. Ultimately, though, betrayed by the lack of info. 13-8. Finally, Na'Vi break that 5-round streak of MIBR. Headphones are off for Guardian, and that's never a good sign.
Yeah, tech pause for Na'Vi. Apparently, Electronic wrote in chat that someone can't jump. I think it's Guardian can't jump. His jump key doesn't work for any of the buttons, apparently, which is a very weird bug. Not heard of that one, but you know, happens to the best of us.
The jumping with bugs used to be that it was done a little too much, and now it's a whole new take on a classic.
It's not Inferno, at least, you know. It's not big, so it could be a whole lot worse.
Right, so supposedly the fix for Guardian, by the way, if you ever encounter this problem, he said he removed all languages.
What does that even mean? How do you remove all languages?
I don't know. I think what they mean is maybe like the language or the keyboard was set to changed, and so maybe that impacted the buttons, right?
Maybe.
Because obviously different keyboards have different layouts. Even then, I don't know. I'm not an admin, so we'll have to we'll just figure out that one. Regardless, the game's back in now, and Guardian, he can jump again. He's feeling the freedom, and Simple charging in. Well, he's actually going to charge to his demise for getting the entry. Guardian, let's see if fixing that little space.
Oh, what?
Hang on a minute. Hang on a moment. Valve, mate, we're going to need the official ruling on that one. How did that not connect? How didn't Guardian just get a kill there? The jump button isn't the only thing that's not working for him. His bullets are firing blanks as well now.
KNG has played this very, very long, and Flamey didn't realize, but only getting sprayed down to 60. Flamey, he is very lucky he's still alive right now. As KNG falls back to the site, Taco reaggressing around this smoke, and it could be very well timed, but Electronic is waiting, and his barrel might actually give away that kill once it fades, but no, he goes through and checks the corner. Heads up play from Electronic, a kill on that outer bomb site, and it might adjust rotations. If MIBR pull a player back towards A, then Na'Vi are going to have a free B site. KNG is waiting though, and this drop from Guardian has to be perfect, but somehow Fallen doesn't get away with a kill. He gets tagged down to 50, gonna have to fall back, and he does catch a second one this time. Nade trading as KNG sits on the site, and the bomb's been dropped. Na'Vi, they need to get these kills if they want to pick that one back up, and even though Electronic is lurking out on A, Guardian needs his kill on B. He's found it, and he's opened up his chance. Lucas on the pop dog flank, and they have no idea. Aware of the possibility, Guardian's holding his backline as he waits for Electronic to pick up that bomb. The 13 seconds, they need to plant ASAP, and Lucas has gone through the Molotov. He could win this round. They have to stick the bomb plant. Can he get there in time? No. As the spam comes through, he takes down Electronic. 5 HP the difference. Guardian needs one shot, and he'll land it as well. That bullet at least connects, and Na'Vi connect to a 14th round.
And a heartbreaking situation there for MIBR to be in. And it's such an important part in this game. And in this... Oh, hang on a minute. Yeah, look, we get... I'm sorry.
Oh, the train?
But that doesn't... And
no.
It even felt like he took an extra, like, few seconds to really make sure. Like, so many pros there just fire straight away. And, you know, you're like, yeah, you know, maybe it was scoping and accuracy or blah, blah, blah. But, you know, Guardian, he's had that happen before, man. He was ready, and even then, still betrayed.
I refuse to accept that. No, no, not allowed. That was a kill. In my mind,
well,
that was a kill.
Man, he gets the one at the end, so he does get some revenge. Like,
yeah,
the
true.
second time around, it all works out.
I guess, yeah, 14 rounds for Na'Vi, you know, looking on the bright side, they get the round. And that's what matters most here. MIBR have no damn money, Harry. They've lost everything. All the pennies dropped down the well. They were trying to wish for something, and, well... it's not turned out too well. Wishes have not come true. 14-8 and an eco round for MIBR, playing for overtime on their map pick at such a disadvantage.
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying it's heartbreaking that that's how that round ends up going. Right, they get it close, but just not close enough. And at this avenue in the game, this late on, the money's all gone, and this means you're giving map point over to Na'Vi on your map pick. That is a horrible call to have to make. But it's one of the only options they had. So they go for it, believing, having some faith in their system when they've got all the pieces there. This round, there's no love for MIBR. It's only fair left. And shouldn't be too much longer on that lifespan either, as Electronic puts him down. 15-8 now, and Na'Vi, they might be about to right their wrongs. They might be about to put a stop to this comeback before it even gets into full swing.
And let's look at this final buy, Harry. What could be the final buy? At least it's pretty bare bones when it comes to those full buys. We don't have that AWP for anyone here on the CT side, and no kits either. So if a bomb goes down, it's likely going to be a done deal here. MIBR, few bits of utility at least. Something to play with. Taco's got his smoke ready on that B bomb site. Grenade as well to follow. Na'Vi getting ready to fully execute here. They have 4 players above B right now, and as said just a moment ago, no kits. A B site is so easy to plant on at times.
Yeah, they're lining up this utility. They're looking to go in. They're looking to commit to this. So the question now becomes, Taco and KNG, can they erect the defense here? Taco, peeking wide. And they were hoping that that would have been an opener found for MIBR. Instead, it's gifted this man advantage over KNG. Fully blind and still in with 2. Fallen's even stripped the man down from upper, and now it's Guardian and Simple left standing on the other side. 2 versus 4, and these 2 now have to try and do the impossible. 40 seconds. They want to try and give this A site a bit of a look in, right? Especially now that they've got a man down through Pop. Guardian can come in through main. Lucas pushing up. Could get caught here by Simple, but the timing's just not there. And as he looks back towards the bomb site, Lucas dispatches of him. Guardian, not today. 20 seconds left. He's trying to hold on to the AWP. And they might not let him get away with it. Fur is looking for this man down in Ivy, and he will find him.
That's a huge kill as well at the end, right? Guardian trying to save his AWP. Now, obviously, Na'Vi still have the money to buy out, but that's just given an AWP back over to MIBR, and they would have not been able to have that in their arsenal if it wasn't for that final kill. This comeback is definitely on the cards, Harry. I'm not counting MIBR out of a 6 rounds in a row comeback right here. Nice spray from KNG as well through the smoke. He even gets tagged by the AWP after those first 2 kills, but Guardian can't quite get that frag. Electronic nearing 30 on this map already. We do have that AWP out again for Guardian, so let's see where he's taking it. Back down to Ivy here with Lucas on the other side. Hot push, Flamey's ready for it. Fur gets caught, and that's a man advantage for Na'Vi.
Yeah, but that was how they began that last round, and MIBR were still able to lock it in and close it out in their favor. They're going to respond to losing a man with this push down Ivy. It's not every day that you see a player get boosted up on the CT side. He'll go peeking over that smoke, sees that no one's there for Na'Vi. Now, it's whether or not they go any further than this, right? Because it must feel tempting. You're a man down. You want to try and get some information. You want to try and take a foothold elsewhere on the map. And if they do that, Electronic is just holding this position with the Krieg. That is not a fight that you should be winning. So Lucas, he's going to thank his lucky stars that he decides to hang around in that off angle there. Wow. KNG picked up in the meantime, though. Na'Vi snatching this man advantage back, and in a very big way.
Yeah, 4-on-2 right now, and MIBR desperately clinging onto this map. Lucas, big kill onto Simple at the back of the Ivy position, and Taco is going to have to come in on that rotation, but it's being covered, and the round is being closed, as is the map. Na'Vi running away with things, 16-9. A short attempt at a comeback for MIBR in that second half, but it is not enough to be able to pick up the victory. They're going to have to head to Dust 2 and do it on Na'Vi's home ground. That is not